Hello everyone, thank you for being on my channel. This is Mohit Kanyan, and today I'm going to discuss about the gas station that we acquired recently and what are my plans with it. Are we going to hold it long term, or are we going to sell it next year or a year after? What are my plans and what are the key things that I'm working on to improve the value and then to improve the service towards our customers, existing customer, and how we're going to planning to acquire new customer, more so towards our restaurant, which is a part of our gas station itself. So my gas station, it's an Esso branded gas station in Tilsonburg. There is a big store in there. We are right now currently in process of converting our store into a branded store, which would be On the Run. It's a brand by Parkland, which is our fuel supplier. So we are in process of pretty much investing almost close to 100,000, which is not my money. It's a money by the company that we're going to use their brand name, but they are the one who are investing in it. We get a kind of a share of it in order to do it, but they don't own anything part of it by investing it, but it's just a store upgrade and we using their brand name for the next, it's a deal for next 10 years. We have to stick with using their names, and it kind of allows us to use their collective bargaining power towards acquiring, let's say, different items. We can get them at a much better price than we are getting them right now from our vendors. So that's pretty much for the store that we're gonna, that's a plan for the store. So buying these changes, we are anticipating a increase of almost 20% in sales for our store. That's kind of what numbers have been in the nearby cities wherever they have made these changes, and that's kind of a proposal we accepted as well. So that's the one for the store. And then there is a restaurant as well, Asado Burrito, that's the name of the place. The plan is to grow that place, create an online presence for it, a strong brand presence in the city, and then we can expand onto it to start opening it up. It's like initially we're gonna start it with ourselves, opening up different branches in different cities, and eventually we're gonna start going through a franchise route for it. But initially plan is to, by end of this year, we open one in Tilsonburg, then London, and then eventually we bring in one into the Kitchener next year. So kind of grow that branches. Right now we are like in the process of learning and all the bricks that's required for us to grow a restaurant business. A completely different business, but it's a fun process. Kind of really know, because our overhead expenses are pretty low on it. Kind of that allows me to invest a lot of money back, whatever we make from it, to back into it, be it online marketing or improving overall product. Make some changes to the menu, standardize things, the process that we use in there, and see how we can improve the overall experience of a customer who visit there. The one advantage that we have compared to other restaurants that let's say operate in a similar sphere, one is since we already own the gas station, so there's no, like, we don't have to pay rent to anyone, and there's no franchise involved, so I'm pretty much free to experiment the way I want to in order to improve whatever changes I think so. And then the third part is we already have a very high traffic in that to our location because of the gas station. So now we need to figure out a way, hey, how can we serve these existing clients? I don't need to go out and find a client. I already have people coming to my gas station. I just have to make sure how can I bring those people who comes in there to get a gas, bring them, convert them into my customers. And then we do our online campaigns for it. That's a separate part, like how we're going to grow overall brand. But the goal is to invest at least overall whatever money that we bring in as part of our revenue, at least 10 to 15% of that revenue goes back into the marketing or the growth budget that we have for the restaurant. So that will allow us to keep on expanding it for over the next year or so. And then eventually hopefully in a year or two, as we grow this restaurant and the store business, the value of the overall business will go up. We'll see if we want to refinance it, then sell it, and then what's going to be the exit strategy. I already have a few things in my mind, but let's see how things pan out over the next 6 months to a year timeline. But we are off to a very good start. Things looks very promising. I've been meeting a lot of people about the different strategies I should use for grow my restaurant, how we can franchise it down the line. Should we grow it into different locations, company run location ourselves, or should we go for a franchise model from the get-go? But as per my understanding, what I want to do is I want to have at least 3 to 4 locations that we kind of run from there, because we already have a good staff who's trained, who is willing to go to different cities and run those restaurants for us. And then me being in a real estate business kind of allows me to, I knew what part of cities we should open the business to, and then how we can kind of grow it from the online campaign that we are right now launching. So we just want to make sure we already have a set plan that hey, this is when we go to a new location, this is what we're going to do, this is how the next 6 months are going to. So kind of gives us a better projection in terms of if you need to acquire, if you need to go back to the bank to help us with the funding to open up those locations. So that's pretty much the goal for next 6 months, is to create a system in place which kind of helps us to grow from there on, which is going to be end of this year and the beginning of of next year. That's kind of we get an expansion phase for our restaurant and we go from there. So that's the plan with the gas station. That's one of the reasons that we got it as well, because it kind of allows us to get into not only one business but like 2 to 3 different businesses that we can run along with it. And then we have this another plans that we wanna, how we wanna grow and how the refinancing process is gonna be working for the businesses. But at the same time, things are, I think, trending in the right direction, and we just need to build on to it now, create a more positive experience for our customers who comes into the gas station, be it for the gas store or into our restaurant, and kind of gives them a better finished product than what they have been receiving so far. So that's pretty much the entire thought process behind what sort of growth plans we have. I'll go into the numbers of details, but give you a complete breakdown in terms of percentages, how much we have invested, what sort of return we are getting, what sort of expenses we have. There are some new expenses since me being in first time in this business. This kind of a different expensive, that I didn't plan for, but they came in. But that's the beauty of the business. You kind of learn to grow, you learn to navigate through all those things. How does how you come up with those strategies, and then how you grow the business from there on. It's a very interesting process. I'm learning a ton every single day from it, and then it kind of makes you a better overall business person. While it does take my some of my time away from the real estate business, but now I'm getting my other partners to take over more and more responsibility for it, and I'm kind of person who looks after the growth of all things and not to be worried about day to day. That's what kind of shifting from. But I do want to at least get some hands-on experience on how to run it day to day if required to, because if I want to grow it, take it to the next level, I really need to know what goes in inside out. So that's what I've been doing from last 1 month, try to learn those things, get my hands dirty into the process. And that's where now I have done that. Now I'm to the phase, okay, now I need to work on what is the next step for it, work on the growth plan and go ahead and execute it, and at the same time keep growing, keep working towards my real estate business and keep expanding on that sphere as well. So thank you so much everyone. If you guys have any questions how to get started with this kind of businesses and or any other businesses, principle stays the same more or less, as long as you see a value in the business that you can provide, you can add on to existing business, and that's where you go in and buy those businesses. If you do not have any idea how to run that business or any value that you could add to that business, I would say stay away from that business. But if you really know this business is at A level right now and I'm going to take it to the B level, I already know how to do it, then go ahead, buy any business. And that's pretty much the essence of business, is you buy a business which runs pretty well or has some opportunities in that business, go in there, fill in those opportunities, take advantage of those opportunities irrespective of the market conditions. And then once you take it to that next level, then you can think of exit strategy or how you're going to diversify from there on. So that's what our plans with it. We want to diversify, grow our restaurant side of the business, and gas station we kind of keep it steady, grow it from there on, and then probably exit eventually within a 2 years plan, or be sooner as well, depending on how the value creation happens in there. And then eventually we go in towards grow our restaurant side and then keep working towards our real estate assets.